Let's say good morning to Mark Feinsand, leading the league in information today. Good to have Mark with us when we do, as we do today. And Mark has written on MLB.com of some teams that have been sneaky good in the offseason. Your list of under-the-radar winners, I suppose, is that a fair way to put it, Mark, this winter?
Yeah, I think when you look at the offseason, it's easy to point to the teams like the Phillies signing Trey Turner or the Yankees bringing back Judge and signing Rodon and saying, well, those guys won the offseason. But there are teams out there that didn't go to the top of the market and still found a way to really improve themselves going into 2023. So I'm going to give you my top four, and we'll start with number 4, which is the Los Angeles Angels.
That's a hot take.
Obviously, they've already got a good core in place. When you have Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, you're in a pretty good start. But when you think about they jumped the market on Tyler Anderson, and people were wondering about that right away. 3 years, $33 million. That's only $1 million and an extra year than what Kenley Jansen got. And when you look at what the pitching market looked like over the rest of the offseason, that looked like a really good deal. Love the trade for Hunter Renfroe. Brandon Drury, very good, versatile player. Carlos Estevez is going to come in to be the new closer. And Gio Urshela, obviously a good utility guy. And given Anthony Rendon's injury history over the past couple of years, good to have a guy like Urshela there. So I liked what the Angels have done. They've got the superstars. They needed to build around them, and I thought they did a very good job with that. Number 3, I went with the Arizona Diamondbacks. The trade that they made, the Dalton Varsho trade, was, I thought, a fantastic deal for them. You think about they had all those left-handed hitting outfielders. They get rid of Varsho. They bring in Gabriel Moreno, who is, arguably a top 10 prospect in the league. I have yet to talk to anybody who doesn't think this guy's going to be a huge star. Kyle Lewis, a little bit of a rebound hope there. Rookie of the year a couple years ago. Sort of a low buy there, but with some real good potential. Longoria bringing a good veteran. I like Zach Davies as some rotation depth there for them. And I think when you look at the young team that they have, Longoria could be a good kind of veteran presence.
You know what I like about that, too, is they didn't wave the red flag. I mean, we all know San Diego and the Dodgers are continually building out there. And they didn't say, oh, well. No, they're still making a challenge at these guys, and that's why they shook the roster up. I love that.
What would the red flag indicate?
White flag.
Got it.
Yeah.
Caution on the track. That's a yellow flag.
Storm front coming.
I agree with you. They're still the Diamondbacks are building to compete.
Yes.
They're not just saying, "Hey, man, we got the Dodgers, Giants, and Padres in this division. We're happy as a 500 team." And the column on your left that Mark just put up was so much better than the column on the right. No offense.
We got that full screen built.
You got that full screen built again? Can we see the column on the left versus the column on the right for the Diamondbacks? I mean, it's, again, not to speak ill of anybody on the other side, but the additions.
Just did, but that's okay.
No, I just like the group on the additions side. It's hard not to. You bring in Longoria.
It was tough giving up Varsho, but they got something back for him.
Sure, Lourdes. He's going to be good down there. And Kyle Lewis can rebound and have a big year. So anyway, not to interrupt, Mark, let's roll with your list. Number 2.
Number 2, I went with the Seattle Mariners. Obviously, they took a big step in the last couple years towards being a contender. I love the Teoscar Hernandez trade. That brought another big impact bat into their lineup. I don't think people nationally understand how good Teoscar Hernandez is. Since the beginning of 2020, he's played 324 games. That's 2 full 162-game season equivalent. 73 home runs, 227 RBIs, 24 steals, and an 852 OPS to go along with a cannon of an arm. I think he's going to make a big impact there. Obviously, you just look at Julio Rodriguez right there at the top of the lineup. He's only going to get better. Colton Wong comes in to help out in the infield. They needed a little second base help. So I liked what they did in trying to bolster that roster that has really taken some big steps forward in the last couple of years.
Is Cal Raleigh really going to back clean up for them? I mean, those are our projections. Is that where there's
I don't know. Put that back up
There's
there.
a strikeout in there. I mean, Cal Raleigh's a great player, switch hitter.
He
came up huge for them down the stretch, but fourth, that's aggressive.
Teoscar feels like more of a number 4 hitter to me, but
Agreed.
Yeah.
Costi, were you at was this your creation?
The team effort is everything is here at the network.
Got it.
I don't appreciate you putting the blame at my feet.
Got it. No, it's all good. I got you. Okay, Mark.
Now there's only one more.
There's somebody back there. He just blasted on national TV with the lineup, but that's okay. Mark, that wasn't your fault. Let's go to your number one.
There is only one more, as the dog said, and it is the Toronto Blue Jays. Again, you're talking about a team that's been very good the last couple of years, is in a division with some monster teams, with the Yankees, with the Rays. The Orioles have come on. The Red Sox, had a rough offseason before the Devers re-signed, but certainly are always a threat long term. And you look at what they did. They added Chris Bassett, tremendous asset to their rotation. They traded Gabriel Moreno, but they brought in Dalton Varsho. They needed that left-handed bat in their lineup. Kiermaier will make their outfield defense a lot better. And I think the sneaky addition here is Eric Swanson, who they traded in the Teoscar Hernandez deal. Eric Swanson last year was superb, 1.68 ERA in the bullpen, really helps lengthen and deepen that area of their roster. So I think when you look at this lineup, it's loaded. Adding Varsho will help balance them out a little bit. Kiermaier will balance them out a little bit at the bottom. And I thought the Bassett acquisition was absolutely huge for them.
I really, truly believe that.
D-Rose in on that. You know what? I like what you're saying about the Blue Jays for sure. I agree with everything you just said. But for me, personally, every year I drink the Toronto Kool-Aid. Every year they make these wholesale roster changes. They add big names. And I think this is going to be a great year in Toronto. And it's a division series exit. It's good, but not good enough. I'm not doing it this year. I'm not doing it. I'm not picking Toronto to win the AL East. I am not.
I can't wait till like April 1st when we see your predictions that the Blue Jays are the AL East champion.
Mark, thank you. Mark Feinsand with us today.